Good morning. Right, we're in Torridon. We got here late last night. Well, actually not that late, but it was pissing with rain. The campsite is flooded. I've come right here by the little river, which is actually slightly higher than the rest of the campsite because it's been banked up. And today we are riding down to Fort William. We've got the famous Applecross piece of road, which I'm looking forward to. I will tell you more as we go. Just look at the state of this car park. It's railway ballast. It's ridiculous. Stuart's done the sensible thing and parked over there, and I've backed onto a compacted bit here, which is fine. And there's even more ballast on the road. Look at this. That's ridiculous. But we're off, and it's just stopped raining, so it's not all bad. Right, so this is the A896, which I think we were on the other day. That there on the right is Loch Shielde, or Shielde, and just after the end of that loch is where the beginning of the famous Applecross Pass is. And so let's give you some background on the Applecross Pass. Okay, so Applecross is a village that's out on the coast. Applecross was cut off and did not have a road until sometime in the 1800s. And here we are. We're here. And basically, engineers in the 1800s made a pass. The Scots Gaelic name is Bealach na Bar, and it means pass of the cattle. Bar is cattle or cow, and it was basically to get cattle across. And here we are. It's in two parts, Applecross being in the middle. The first part that we're on now is quite forested and quite low-lying. After Applecross village itself, that's when it goes high and it gets quite good. It rises to a height of 626 meters, so it's quite high. So we're just popping into this viewpoint. If you look on Google Maps, this is actually marked amazingly as viewpoint. Nobody's put anything else on it, but it's a nice place to stop and do a picture. Right, so we're back on the road. We did a picture, as you just saw, and we're now going further along the coast on the Applecross Pass, and we'll pass through Applecross village itself, and then we will start to climb again. So Applecross is on the coast, so we've come up slightly. We haven't quite got the big heights yet of the mountains. We've definitely got nowhere near 626 meters. So we're going back down to sea level through Applecross village, and then we'll be doing the second part of the Applecross Pass over the very famous Bealach na Bar viewpoint, where you get an absolutely stunning view. And now we're heading down, so we're going down into Applecross village itself. The sun is beautiful. We've got the loch, or the sea, on one side, and the mountains on the other. Absolutely stunning. This road, okay, it's not a particularly fast road. There's a lot of other people on it. There's a lot of traffic. There's been a lot of cars. There's been a lot of camper vans. But here we are. This is Applecross Bay. Look at that beach. Isn't it stunning? There is a petrol station in Applecross. We're not stopping in it because we've got scheduled petrol stops that have all been worked out really well by Ross. But it's worth knowing there is a petrol station here. Look at that beach. If this had a pub, and I don't know whether it does, but if this had a pub, this would be an amazing place to stop and overnight here. This is stunning. It's totally isolated as well. You could wild camp here. This would be one of my wild camping choices. Right, so we're getting to the end of Applecross. There is a turn off. Here it is, a turn off to the second half of the Applecross path. Look, you've got all these warning signs now about the road, basically telling you it's dangerous, it's treacherous, it's steep, don't do this, don't do that, you know, the sort of thing. And here we go. It starts off, it's got lots of hairpin bends. First one appears to be right here. Okay, that's very soon. It's very much like a lot of the Alpine roads. And that's not quite a hairpin. And we've got the famous camper van already. Okay, so we got past the camper van and loads of other vehicles too. We're now high up, we're above the tree line, it's turned cold. There's like a sort of a drizzly rain in the air. Should have really put my hoodie on, but hey ho. And we're getting high up now. This is the bit that rises to 626 meters. There is then an impressive viewpoint. And I think that sign at the bottom, it said something about winter conditions. I can imagine it becomes pretty much impassable in winter. We did actually get some snow, or hail type snow, overnight at Skye. So it's not warm. Okay. See, they pull over, you see. We must be nearly at the top now. I'm always impressed that you get like a lake up there like that, like at the top of a mountain. Right. Here we are. Look at that! Not sure how well you can see that on the camera, but that is the famous viewpoint. So we're going to stop here for a break. We're going to do some pictures, and then it's all downhill from here.
And it's bloody cold and bloody windy, but at least it's not raining.
Right, we're back on the road. We're going down the other side of the Bealach and we're on the proper hairpins now, and as you'll have just seen, lots of cars coming up, lots of traffic. You can see all the traffic behind me. I think I prefer an ascent to a descent. That's my personal preference. Greg is in front of me. I'm no longer in second place. Maybe I should be, because I'll be going a bit slower. We don't have many hills where I come from, but look at this scenery, just absolutely phenomenal. And it's hairpin after hairpin after hairpin. I'm probably holding James up there. But it's dry, the road's a little bit wet, but it's dry, the sun's out. And once we get to the bottom, we will be heading to a famous castle. And the famous castle is apparently the most photographed castle in Scotland. But before we get there, I've got to get down these hairpins. I like a hairpin up, I don't prefer a hairpin down. But it's still nice. I mean, it's an easy set of hairpins, I'll give it that. And it's a very beautiful set of hairpin bends as well. Definitely worth going this way. It's quite slow going though, we've got people in front of us pretty much all the way. Oh, he's letting us past, okay. Right, we're at the bottom, it soon levels out.
it's not that long, to be fair. I think the whole thing took us an hour and a bit, including stops. So we're now rejoining the main road, and we're going to get some petrol and have a little break.
That was it. To be fair, I was expecting a little bit more than that, but that's because it was completely bigged up by everybody. Everyone said, oh, it's the best bit, it's the best bit, it's the best bit. So I had really, really high expectations. For me, it was less technical than yesterday's ride. I think on a scale of 1 to 10 for technical ability, I'd put it as 8 or even less than that. But for scenery, absolutely 10 out of 10. Absolutely amazing, beautiful road, would recommend it. Let's carry on.
Right, so that was Loch Carron. We're now heading out along the coast again to this rather strange railway tunnel here. It's marginally fun. Right, so this is it. This is the famous castle with a man in a high-vis suit to tell me where to go, because I love being told where to go. Not. That is Eilean Donan Castle, the most photographed castle in Scotland. It's used on the BBC. Beautiful.
So we're going in the castle. We've got some amazing stained glass.
And this geezer wanted a picture. Okay, so we left Eilean Donan Castle. I forgot to put the camera on for a bit, and we are now on the Isle of Skye. We came across on the Skye Bridge. We're going to head down to the bottom of the Isle of Skye, and we're going to go back to the mainland on the ferry, which should be quite exciting.
We have arrived at the Skye ferry to go back to the mainland. There is Ross over there, who's done an amazing job of leading all week.
It's now our turn to get on the ferry. So we've been called forward. Different ferries take different numbers of bikes. It's worth calling up in advance to make sure there is room. Come on, Ross. There it goes. I know I'm a big kid, but this is quite exciting. Whee! All of the bikes are strapped down using ratchet straps like that. So in the event of high seas, that's why they're limited to the number of bikes they can run out of ratchet straps.
So the bikes are all secured and we're ready to go.
Back to the mainland. It's now a short ride to Fort William, where we'll be staying overnight at the Glen Nevis campsite. I will see you tomorrow.